Welcome back, everyone. So we're going to do something a little different than the last couple of videos. Today we're going to play a game called Oxygen Not Included. This game, it's been out for quite a while, and many of you probably have already seen or played this game. But it's a lot of fun, and I thought I would share it with you guys. As you can see, I've played quite a bit. This is not my only save either, but we're going to start with a fresh new save. And if you've read the title of the video, you'll realize we're going to do something, some sort of a challenge. So let's start a new game. We're going to do it on no sweat. When disaster strikes, and it is inevitable it will, take a deep breath, stay calm. You'll have ample time to find a solution. So we're going to play this game kind of relaxed, but with a goal in mind. And I'll elaborate that when we get there. So the map we're gonna choose is called Rhyme. I'm pretty sure. I think I passed it. Yeah, Rhyme. I thought it was with a Y. I don't know why. Anyway, so if you look here, these are the surroundings of when you start the game, and if you change the coordinates, it will change what you get. So I'm going to read through these, and I'll let you know when I find a world I like. Okay, I found one that I like. So the reason why I chose this one is because it's metal rich, which means it'll be easy to find the metals that we need. It has a subsurface ocean, which means it'll give us a lot of water. Even though it is salt water, we can deal with that. It's geoactive, which means that there's a lot of geysers and vents. And I don't care so much about the oil, but I don't know what that means, really, that it's not regular. So more about Rhyme. Rhyme's low temperatures will make finding water and establishing farms or ranches problematic. However, the wide spectrum of minerals and cool environment could lead to thriving industry. So that's what I really like about this place, is that you can use the cold to do certain things for you. So heat is a kind of a big issue in this game, and you don't have to worry about it at all on this planet almost. It's your advantage, actually. You're encouraged to build things that are warmer. And we'll get some more of the positives and negatives as we play through this. So we'll go ahead and start our game. Okay, so here's another part where I'm probably going to have to skip to where I find the dupes that I want. You got to be very picky, because you could get some bad luck at the beginning here if you get the wrong dupes. So 7 strength is pretty good. I don't really care about this interest. It's a vomiter. Yeah. So maybe we'll re-roll here. So we have early bird, building impaired, so she can't build, or he, Bert. Cooking though. Alright, so I have found 3 duplicates here that I think are acceptable for what we're doing. We have someone who's very good at cooking, Nisbet. We have someone who's very good at digging, Frankie. And we have someone who's really good at researching, Gossman. So, the pluses that they have, while they're good at cooking, they also have increased medicine skills. This person has mohans, which just means they're very good at digging. This one's a night owl, so they are good at nighttime work, which is cool. Nisbet is not good at decor, so negative 15 decor affects a duplicant's morale and their opinion of their surroundings. This person here is a loud sleeper, as well as this one here. So this one here, I don't care so much about. Basically, they have the potential to wake other people up, and if we separate them, it won't be a problem at all. So it kind of gets rid of their entire negative trait. You just have to add more space. And so now we have to name our colony. Oh, there we go. Well, there you go. The neatest colony. All right, well, let's get this started. Alert! I've woken up at the target location, but colonization efforts have already hit a hitch. I was supposed to land on the planet's surface, but became trapped many miles underground instead. Although the conditions are not ideal, it's imperative that I establish a colony here and begin mounting efforts to escape. Okay, so I think the best thing to do at the very beginning of anyone's game is to pause it, zoom out, and look around. So we've got granite here, we've got some water, we've got some metals. All right. We got some ice up here, and if we check the temperature, this is something different. It's very cold, so I'm using Fahrenheit, so I'm sorry if you use Celsius, but right where he's standing, it is 70 degrees. Cool. This is 69 degrees. 70 degrees. But as soon as you open up these areas, which I'm sure this would eventually cool natively here, it gets down to 50 degrees, 40 degrees, 30 degrees, and then it gets even colder. -6 degrees. So you can see how it's pretty dang cold. And I'm pretty sure it's just a little bit warmer at the very start. It'll get colder later. So the very first day, what you want to do is you want to have your toilets and you want to have beds. So we've got to kind of research a bit to get everything we need. And we need materials as well. So let's dig out this here. We'll dig here too. One other problem we have to worry about is the oxygen levels. So if I go to, let's see here. Let's see, so, oh man, I've forgotten. This is temperature, materials, light, plumbing, ventilation. Oxygen, it's the first one. Wow, I'm so smart. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of oxygen here. You can see very breathable is light blue, dark blue is breathable, and then anything else is like worrying. So there's no oxygen here, basically. There's some here, a mix there. And there's other gases as well that you may not be able to breathe. Cool. All right. So you got to kind of watch that. And as you open up your environment, the gases have different densities. So you got to watch where they're going as well. If you look here, you can see that carbon dioxide is pulling here, and on top is oxygen. So basically, if they keep breathing, it'll kind of pull right here, and the oxygen will be up there. All right, so we're going to finish digging here. And we can actually attack the wildlife, which will allow us to store more food. They become food, basically. All right, so now we have some materials. Certain things have highlighted, so we can actually use them. So these are basic materials. We got a storage bin, a ladder, tile. But we need some beds, and we also need some toilets. So where would you like to put these? We sort of... Do we have doors? No, we don't have doors. We need some metal. And we do not want to open this up, otherwise the water would just come out here. So I'm going to go ahead and have them dig this out. And over time, these will just go away. They're kind of dispersing oxygen into the environment right now. We can also dig downward. That would help a lot, I believe, with separating the carbon dioxide and the oxygen. So We could build some ladder, maybe have the toilets kind of in their own room so that they're not stinking up the place, which this door's not going to prevent much of, but the lower they are, the less likely it's going to spread so much. So let's see here. Having it near the water could be a good idea, as long as it's below it. I would not want them to kind of spill over into our water supply, you know? So, let's see. It's kind of punishing that this is so. There's so much metal right there that I really can't get to unless I move this water down here. It could be a project for later. All right, so I'm gonna build some ladder. We'll just go like that. I'll put one here too. And we'll dig across here. I'm gonna speed some time up here so we can get them done. All right. So now that we have some metal, we can probably build some doors. Yeah, and that'll actually give us what are called rooms, which right now we don't have any rooms. But here are the different types of rooms. We want to make a bedroom eventually, as well as a latrine, I believe it's called. Yeah, latrine, which requires a toilet, wash station, etc. But we don't have all of those things quite yet. We just have the outhouse, which is a fun toilet to use. So we're gonna let them dig for a little bit. You see how he can't breathe? It's because he's in the carbon dioxide here. So that's a reason for. It's why it's good to have oxygen up here and carbon dioxide leaving the main area and going downward. And we can treat that later as well. Alright, so we should go ahead and build some beds, and we have some loud sleepers. We gotta keep that in mind. So for now, I think I'm going to put them... Maybe I'll put them... In the past, I've tried doing it vertically, which kind of works, but the problem is the person at the very top gets it pretty bad because they have to move the most. So I think for now, I don't want them in the way of the water because I'm probably going to put some piping and stuff over here, which isn't really an issue actually, because you can go through the floors. They do have to be spread out. Might as well go over here. I'm going to go one away from that because it's going to go away eventually. I do want it there though, because the ladder would go up to it, but it's there. I don't want to. If I build over it, it'll take away the oxygen it would create. So maybe I should. It's hard to figure out these placements, and at the very beginning, I'm always very picky. So we'll do it like this. We gotta keep them separated, actually, so... cancel. This one, C. Alright, press C for that. Alright, I'm gonna be less picky so I can get on with it. So we're gonna keep the ladder going this way. We're gonna go one away from it, so we can put a door there. And then we'll do it... Well, there'll be a door here. We'll give them two. Nah. Let's just see how that works. And then we're going to make the ladder. And then the floor. Oops. And I do have the doors, but they're not the right doors. We'll place them anyway. Now, the room requirement was for a bedroom. Well, we can do barracks. Single bed, it has to be 12 tiles minimum. And that means room size. So that's not big enough. So it has to be yay large. Alright. So door here, and then this. So that one. I'm using dig as just like a template for this. See, we're getting in the way of our water. Whoops, that is... Oh gosh. There we go. We don't want to do that, so let's do it somewhere else. Alright. We'll keep the ladder here. There. 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 So that'll give us our 3 rooms. We'll lose 2 things of oxygen, but it'll be alright. Actually, we're gonna lose those guys. Kinda sucks. It's not a big deal, though. Gotta be very careful up here. We're gonna probably collapse a little bit. Could build the door... I'm not sure. We can get rid of this later. It'll be okay. Oops. Oops, I did it all wrong. I'm an idiot. Okay. Door first. And then a bed. Alright. And then a door. Okay. Alright, so that would give us our bedrooms. And we definitely want to have our outhouses too. So we're gonna put them here for now. And then we'll need a place to empty water. That's usually wastewater. So we'll go ahead and put a... These doors don't block any gases, but that's fine. Okay, so we will make it flush with that one. Actually, there is a way to do this in which the air can't be, it won't leave a certain way. So if I build it like this, I believe, so we have a tile down. I think that's how you would do it. So let's build this one lower. So you go down. And there'll be water inside here, and then in here, they'll have to pass through water, but it won't allow any gases to go through. So smelly air won't be a problem in here. So we kind of used up a lot of space here doing that, which is fine for now. So we'll put it like this. And we're going to use the priority tool to make them dig this out before the bottom ones, because otherwise it's kind of an issue. We may not all get all this done today. I forgot to add these other beds. And they can't even get to it. Oops. There we go. And this guy, he's pretty important as well. How's our auction doing? Not too bad. Auction's doing good. Really hope that doesn't open up. I think we're gonna be fine. Just in case, we will build like that. That way, if it does collapse, if this was too weak, this will actually protect us from that. Alright, our toilet has been satisfied. We're gonna put this at a priority of 7, so they'll maintenance it properly. Let's go ahead and add a door on both sides. These doors won't really help, but it's something. Wash basin, we'll put that here on either side. And usually I would put a composter in here, but, well, you know, if I close that door, yeah, let's try that. So we will, let's see, do we have a composter? Not yet. So for now, there won't be a place to put their dirt, which is not ideal. I'm gonna close this door so that they are not able to use it. So they have to use the wash basin, basically. Oh yeah, we have to have water. I might as well set that up as, yeah. Cool. It all lines up. And then I'll have a ladder here. Actually, I can put a platform down in the water. And then to get the water out, we use these pitcher plum things. I want it down here. We'll just... I think that'll be fine even if it's under the water. We'll see. And just in case they need to get down here, we'll add a ladder. And a bottle emptier. We're gonna set it the other way. And we want it to be set, well, it's not built yet, so. Now they're just doing their own thing. Let's see here, can you see the type? Yeah, they don't have their beds today, so they're sleeping on the floor, and you can see how loud these are. They won't get as quality sleep if they're listening to someone else snoring. But hey, it's the first night. They're gonna be a little irked by everyone. It's a new environment, you know? Okay, we're getting some progress here. I'm going to pause it for a second, and I want to move my food box down here. So I have to be able to make one before doing that, and I don't think I can make a food box yet. So it's very important to put your food somewhere in this red area. Because if you do that, then your food will never go bad. Basically, carbon dioxide is like a poison, so if there's oxygen, then germs can grow. If there's only carbon dioxide, it'll be like a sterile environment. So that is helpful. Why can't I enable? Can I choose which? Maybe I have to wait for someone to enable it. I'm going to assume that's what that means. Alright, you can see here sometimes they will be digging or building something and then the sand will just fall and then now I can't use that box. So if they wanted to eat something later, they're not going to be able to. So you have to kind of plan your digs, and when you notice these problems, you got to tell them to dig it up. So that they can have their dinner. We still have time for them, I think, to finish what they're doing and do that dig, so until it gets a little later, I won't prioritize that, but that's kind of important. Looks like they aren't going to get to it, so I'm going to put this at an 8. It changed both of those, but that's fine. They're getting water too. Okay, let's check the temperature. So where he just stepped in the water is 53 degrees. That's pretty cold. And now this was at 70. It's at 62. We're basically losing our heat to the environment, and it's only going to get colder. So at the very beginning, it's kind of warm, but things get very cold pretty quick. So the challenge I mentioned earlier, basically, as you can see here, we're about to get a choice to get more duplicates. And the challenge that we're going to do is we are not going to get any duplicates and see how far we can go. We're going to do only 3 dupes. Only these 3. If one dies, we can replace it, but we're going to hope that doesn't happen. And there's going to be no dupes to come after them. And you're going to see why this challenge will be interesting. It'll have some positives and negatives. Interesting. I'm not seeing any polluted water. Maybe we don't have any. That could be possible. And we'll want... see, this is not a lot of space for some... for the polluted water, so I'm going to go ahead and start building an addition. I think that would be enough space. Maybe a little bit deeper. And they can't get to this right now, which is fine. I always like to put ladders in my pits of liquid because they could fall in and drown. I might even leave the top here. I don't know. That might be helpful. Because the liquid will still go down there and everything. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And we'll put the bottle emptier right here, facing this way. All right, it's a brand new day. So we should probably build a research station once we get this water thing figured out. I'm gonna put this at a 9 because I want them to start putting that water in. And I'll show you soon what happens. So we want about 1,000 grams of water on all of these. I'm pretty sure that's how we want it. You can see how it kind of changes over time when they go through it. I hate it when they do this crap. Okay. So sometimes they don't dig in the right order. There we go. Okay, now we don't need to get rid of that. You see how it says unrefrigerated? That means our food eventually will spoil as we go on. And the only way to get more to change that is to be creating food or storing the food in a way that they don't spoil. So I'm gonna build the room there while they're working on this stuff. And our oxygen is looking pretty good. We are trying to create oxygen for all of this space, which is a little bit of a waste over here, but we're just gonna deal with that. That's just how it's gonna be. It doesn't have to be that way, but I'm being stubborn and lazy. And we're going to let's create some storage containers so that they can tidy up a bit. And we'll create a sweep command here. That's mop. We're looking for sweep. Sweep. Yeah. And we're gonna put let's put 9 on that so they do it. Sometimes they just never do the things they're supposed to do. We're gonna put sweep only on that one, and then everything else in there. Alright, so this is when we would choose another dupe. Choose a blueprint, so we could choose between these 3 duplicants, or we could get a lot of food. And I think we're gonna get a lot of food. This person can't do digging. This person has a small bladder and uses the bathroom longer. This person needs light to sleep and does not. Yeah, so all of these people here are pretty bad choices anyway. So we're gonna create some food. It'll help us out. Filter not to sweep all. There we go. Well, that didn't work how I wanted it to work. You know what, I'm just gonna make it a normal box then. And this will be liquids. We don't have any, okay, well we don't have any polluted water yet. After this gets changed, we probably will. Yeah, they really don't like going through here. It's cold water. But they gotta do it. Oh, dang it. They didn't build the walls. Well, we can fix that. I think they'll be able to reach. We'll get to it tomorrow. Things are going pretty good, I think. We can check out the germ situation. Ooh, not good. Our food box is all germy. This says 0 surface germs, though. There's germs in... Yeah, things are going bad. Give this a 7. We don't want to make everything a 9. Alright, I'm going to start planning where I'm going to build the food storage, which I think is going to be right here since it's a central location. So I'm going to build down just to match this one. So just 1. And then the box takes up 2, and then probably should leave 2 above it as well. So we'll put it like right here. And we want it to be inset into the floor. So we'll actually do it like that. So the box will go right here, and then we'll add... Actually, it should be fine that way. As long as it... Well, I'm going to go deeper. And then I'm going to add a wall here. We'll make it 3. Or 4. We'll do 4, and I'll do a ladder on either side. And this way we know the oxygen will not get in there. Because it's 2 in the floor... And it's got it's pretty high up, so it'd be hard for oxygen to get down there. Normally I would go deeper, but we only have 3 dupes, and we can't have them walking around everywhere. They're basically working on these texts. So the downsides of having 3 duplicates. And only 3 duplicates, is that they do things slowly because there's not as many hands, but it is so much easier to feed them. I've once played this way where I didn't have to generate any food for over 100 cycles the entire time. So I was able to focus my efforts everywhere else, which was really cool. But it does take a long time to do a lot of things. I just got food from the environment and from my printing pod. That's how I achieved that. So we'll see that as we play through. Okay, now they can actually build everything. And the day's over. That's how it goes. I should probably build a second outhouse just so when this one's being cleaned, there's another one to use. I don't have a composter yet, I don't believe, so that would be in refinement. Which basically turns the bad polluted soil into soil I can cultivate. Alright, so we're going to need a research station, which we want it to be somewhere central, so it's not forever to get to. I'm thinking somewhere with oxygen. Let's see how that's going. Not too bad, not too bad. We could build... Yeah, combat. We could build it in here and do it there. I'm gonna just add a door here. Eventually I'll change it out for a different type of door, but that'll help me remember to do that. So we're gonna put this right here. And then we're going to build a way to generate some power. We'll put that right here, and then we'll put the batteries here. That way it's an easy circuit. And that's all we're gonna do with electricity for now. Alright, I think that this is pretty well serviced here. So we're going to turn that off and lower it to 5 just in case. Actually, we can disable it. Disable building. That way they won't mess with it. And I'm going to deconstruct those two and then the other ones. And then it'll be ready to be poured into whenever we have some polluted water. Which we don't have yet. Okay, we have our science ready to start. So we want this one for sure. We'll go through the rest later. Yeah. Doing well, we're doing well. And the cool thing about these plants, if you don't pull them up, they'll generate food for you as well, and you don't even have to do anything about it. They'll just generate it as long as there's enough environmental support, which there may not be. I mean, it is very cold. You guys washing your hands like good little dupes? Yeah, good. Don't eat in front of... Oh, my goodness. You have no manners. Alright. Things are going pretty good. There's a lot more water up here, which we can fairly easily... Yeah, even this. This is all clean. So we could run our water... or a reservoir here. We could dig it out a little bit more. And then just open the floodgates and add to it as we want, which would be pretty good. There's some more water up there. They're disinfecting the toilets. Good. How are our germs doing? Got a latrine there. Nice. I got barracks. No, nothing else. Okay. Germs. Hey, we're doing good. Cool. Research complete. Okay, so we can build a food box here. And I want this to be built now. And I want this deconstructed. And then we need them to sweep all of the food into the new box immediately. All. And this needs to be set high. And that way our food will not go bad. It's unrefrigerated, but if you look at the bottom there, it says sterile atmosphere, which is a very good thing. Go ahead and sweep this area too. We'll do it as a standard priority so they can do it whenever they feel like it. They're not doing much anyway. So let's research our next task here. Plumbing would be good to go towards. Maybe add some decor. Oops. If you right click, it goes out of it. Let's do some power. That's what we'll do next. Alright, so it does create polluted water. 5 kilograms per use. Planter's box, an algae terrarium. So here's some ways to generate. Oh, we got a composter. So I need to. Do we have doors? No, we don't have doors. Because it's gonna generate. It's gonna generate some pretty stinky air, which we don't want. But we do need some oxygen going pretty bad. All right, we can choose another blueprint. More food, please. Kitchen minutes? Yeah, no. That's why I'm very picky at the beginning. I could block this off until I get doorways. We got a jumbo battery. Oh, yeah. So we're going to replace these two. Let's get... Uh-oh, no, don't destroy that. We need to definitely research doors, so let me see where those are located. Door? No. That's... Ah, there we go. Manual airlock. So we need to do those two. We won't need that cable. And we have our summaries here. Kind of gives us our general information per day stuff. We don't really need this right now. And our skills, which we're not going to do either because it stresses them out and we don't need them yet. That toilet's out of service. Someone needs to get that. Don't eat there, you weirdo. Oh, yeah, they're starting to not be able to breathe down there. If I destroy some of this there, they'll be able to, like, the carbon dioxide will lower more and they'll be able to breathe in here again. But we are getting really low. So I should probably create some oxygen. Now this uses a lot of algae. And if you look here, ooh, that's really cool. There's graphs now. Diagnostics. Gotcha. So if we look at our consumables, no. Here we are, our resources. We can see algae right here. I mean, we got 2,000 kilograms. This uses... It uses 550 grams a second. So it would go through our algae pretty quickly at this current state. This one uses electricity as well, but this one uses no electricity but 300 grams of water. And it will create 290 grams of polluted water. So it does create carbon dioxide as well, which is interesting. But it creates 40 grams a second of oxygen. This one creates 500. So we're going to use this one because we won't need to run it very much, and we just need it to get us by for the moment. So I'm going to put it right here. It's kind of a central location. I do want it to trickle up here, so I wish I could put it there. Looking back at this, but this will be fine here. And we'll have our lock soon so we can lock this off and we won't have to oxygenate everywhere. And it needs power, so we're going to go ahead and run some power lines. So we've made it through our first week after today, and that'll be a pretty good milestone. So far, this is what our little world looks like in the moment, and I'd say it's going pretty well. This battery needs to be built because this is not efficient, but you just keep plunging that toilet, man. You're doing a good job. I'm sorry, Frankie. You look pretty upset about it. But I mean, it's the job. Oh, he's not done yet. Oh yeah, he couldn't breathe. Sorry about that. You got this. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh yeah, you're telling me about it. Well, sorry. I'm building you something for it right now. There it is. Now they can charge that battery up. Yeah, the oxygen is getting pretty scarce. It's a good thing we're building this now. Definitely want to get this built before the night's over. Good job, you did it. Build the last wire, please. There we go. So now you can see little puffs of oxygen. See the little blue one there floating around? It's gonna really help. You gotta watch it though, because it uses a lot of algae, which we want to keep. Another advantage to only 3 dupes is you don't have to create a ton of oxygen. You just only have to create a little bit. We'll probably build a better bathroom in our next episode here. That way there's actually enough sinks per person so they don't just walk out instead of washing their hands. So I think we're going to call it here today. This is oxygen not included, and I know this is not a normal video for us, so I'm just going to see how it goes. Thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, then consider subscribing. Leave a comment if you didn't, or if you did, and put a thumbs up if you liked it. I look forward to the next video. Have a good one.